Yo, what is up guys? We're back with another video. In this video today, we are going to be talking about runes. So what runes are essentially in this game, there are things that you can add to your weapons, your pickaxes, your armors to have more buffs to it. You can have 1 to 3 runes, maybe more if you upgrade them. Runes are really overpowered in this game if you add it to the right build. So I want to make a video on that. As you can see in my inventory, I have a lot of flipping runes. And these are all what I could pull out for the time being. I'm not sure if there's more, but these are the main ones that I've got so far. What I'm going to be talking about is how you can get every rune, what trait they have, which is this thing over here. And then I'm also going to talk about the secondary traits that you could possibly get for the runes. So what I'm going to be doing is talking about how you can get these runes, and more specifically to each mob that you have to kill. So a really easy way to know how you can get these is by going through into your index. Every mob has different drop rates that you can see whenever you click on a different mob. So going off of this index, I'm going to show you guys which mobs have certain types of runes. So starting off with the Miner Shard, the Miner rune. So in Iron Valley, if you click to the Delver zombie, you can get a Miner Shard from him. And if you also click the Bomber, which is in the Forgotten Kingdom, you also have a Miner Shard. It's a 1 in 15 chance in Forgotten Kingdom, so it's more common than it is in comparison to the Iron Valley one, which is 1 in 35. And different Miner Shards have different traits to them. So as you can see from this one, I have Mining Power. And in this one, I have Yield. And in this one, I have Luck. So obviously this is the best one when you want an overall luck increase to get better ores. I am not sure if there's more from this, but this is all that I know of at the moment. So now moving on to the second most common in my opinion, which is going to be the Blast Chip. And so what you can do is go over here. How you can get the Blast Chip is only by the Bomber, which is in the Forgotten Kingdom. They literally look like Clash Royale skeletons. I don't know what more do you want me to say about these guys. And what they have is a bomb in their hand, and then they give you a 1 in 10 chance to drop a Blast Chip. So every 10 skeleton bombers that you kill, you can get a Blast Chip. And now what the Blast Chip has is an explosion. So every time you hit an enemy, there's a 9% chance that it's going to deal 20% of the weapon damage in the form of an explosion. And yes, this is an AoE attack, so if you have more than one monster trying to jump you, the main trait that every Blast Chip has is Explosion. I know it says crit chance here, but I'll get into that in a moment. So now moving on to the Flame Spark. So the way on how you can get the Flame Spark is by killing a Death Axe skeleton, an Elite Death Axe skeleton, a Blazing Slime, and a Reaper. So for the Death Axe skeleton, you have a 1 in 35. The Elite version of that guy is a 1 in 25. Blazing Slime is a 1 in 12. And for Reaper, it's 1 in 5. The main trait of a Flame Spark is simply Burn, which has a 25% chance on hit with 6% weapon damage as fire for every 1 second that you land it. Is this better than the Blast Chip? Honestly, yeah, because you have a high chance of stunning your enemy, which gives you enough time to hit them more and deal more fire damage. Whereas the Blast Chip, it's a one-time thing at a lower percentage. If I were to pick between Flame Spark or Blast Chip, I would go for a Flame Spark. So now moving on to the Rage Mark. And how you can get the Rage Mark is by killing the Elite Rogue Skeletons. And it's only from the Elite Rogue Skeletons as of now, for now. And you can get that in a 1 in 25% chance. And its main trait feature for Rage Mark is called Berserker. This in my opinion is a really strong pick, especially if you get low a lot. So it boosts your physical and movement speed by 15% for a few seconds at the cost of a 54-second cooldown. It activates when you're below 35% health. So if you're the type of player to get low a lot, and I'm assuming everyone does, this would be a pretty good choice to have as a Rage Mark. So just have it on one piece of your armor. It would always be good to have as like a backup. I highly suggest you don't get another one. There's no point for it really. And now moving on to in my opinion, the strongest chip in this game so far, we have the Drain Edge. And so how you can get that is by killing the Reapers. They have a 1 in 12 drop chance. And what the Drain Edge does simply gives you lifesteal. You heal 6% of your HP every time you swing and hit an enemy. You can also stack this with your weapon. if you were to look at my eye ore over here, I have 2 drain edges. So that means I heal 14. Dang. Oh no, because I have eye ore, I have an extra boost. But since this is 6% at a normal tier 1, I heal in total 12% because I have 2 lifesteal slots. And now moving on to the final rune to showcase. It's the Briar Notch. And how you can get the Briar Notch is by killing Death Axe skeletons for a 1 in 50% drop rate, or an elite Death Axe skeleton at a 1 in 40 drop rate. So how you can get the Briar Notch rune is by killing Death Axe skeletons and elite Death Axe skeletons. For the normal ones, it's a 1 in 50 chance. For the elite versions of them, it's a 1 in 40 chance, so it's less. And what the Briar Notch does, it gives you Thorn. You reflect 4% of the damage that you've been taking whenever an enemy hits you. However, there's a little bit of a limit to it, but it's not really a problem. It's always good to have a Briar Notch on your side, especially in your equipments. And now onto the secondary effects of a rune. So every damage rune has a specific secondary effect. So what you can have is critical chance, you can have critical damage, you can have phase, which is a 5% invincibility on dashes, you can have fracture, which is a 90% stun damage on hit. That is pretty strong, I'm not gonna lie, because you stun them all the time, and that's pretty heavy damage for 19%. You could also get endurance, which is 5% stamina. You can get lethality, which is an increased physical damage by 11%. So if we go into my equipments, you can also get a swiftness, which is a 9% movement speed. This is probably one of the best ones in my opinion. This is good for running around the map and for mining, but that's besides the point. And also we have attack speed to increase your attack speed, obviously, by 8%. If there's any that I missed, let me know, but that's all that I know of at the moment. Okay, that's enough yapping. I'm gonna show you guys where these guys are located. So starting off with, I'm sure we all know, and we're all beginners, and we all know where the miners are, the Delver zombies are, and that's literally at the starting zone of World 1. So we're gonna quickly go into the Forgotten Kingdom and just quickly go into these. So starting off with the blast chip, if you follow me and you go all the way down deep into the hollows over here. So if you go into crumbling halls, there's a high chance that little bombers spawn down here, and bombers spawn anywhere here. So oh exactly right there. And I don't think he's gonna drop one, but these guys, they drop the blast chip. Now moving on, in the same spot as we are, how to get the flame spark chip, the flame rune. Their Death Axe skeletons also spawn here. So they'll be anywhere around, not here, because this area right here is more common. But if you go deeper into the hollows, they'd spawn over here, like down here in this area. Mainly around this area. This is a more popular spot for the Death Axe skeletons. And I don't think they spawn in this little spot, this mining spot down here. And for the elite Death Axe skeletons, so I'm gonna use this spot right here as like a starting point. If you were to go and follow me into this little poster that says danger, and you come all the way down here, and you go into this little hole right here. A good way to notice is by this magma pickaxe and this lady over here. So if you go into this little vein, you teleport here, there you go. An elite oh god, he's gonna kill me. Oh gosh. So as you can see here, he's right here, the elite Death Axe skeleton. In this molten area, which is near to the end side of the game, you can get the Briar Notch, the Flame Spark, the Rage Mark, and you can also get Drain Edge in this molten area. So pretty much 4 out of the 5 like equipment runes, apart from miners obviously. But yeah, and he got me. Are you serious? But yeah, that's pretty much it. My bad for the yapping in this video, I apologize for that. But yeah, that wraps around today's video. I just wanted to talk about runes because runes are really important when it comes down to this game. My apologies for the intense yap session. I know it was a lot to take in, but you know, it's really helpful to understand it. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, God bless you guys, and I'll see y'all in a bit. Peace.